Yo, welcome in. It's Wednesday again. It just keeps happening. I don't know how Wednesday keeps creeping up on us, but it keeps happening. A lot has been happening in the last week, so we have lots to talk about in our What's New Wednesday bit for today. We got the big time leaderboard 4. It's in full swing. We have lots to talk about that. We got the token price that's completely plummeted. There's been all sorts of drama about leaderboard 3 ending up in the audit. Leaderboard 4 seasonal challenges are out, and they are a lot. And we have weekly challenges underway, as well as some other challenges that have come out. So we'll talk about that. And then we also have to talk about the fact that Bigtime was attacked. So we have to talk about that. But you know what we always do? We always start off with the token price. All right, so here's the daily chart. We're looking zoomed out, but let's zoom in a little bit here. Last week, I was saying that if we reclaimed 40 cents and turned that into support, we might see some upward momentum. But we didn't break 40 cents, and I said if we didn't break 40 cents, we were going to retest 32 cents, and if we broke 32 cents, it'd be a free fall down to 26 cents. That's what I said last week. I've been saying that for a little bit. If we break 32 cents, this is like our strongest support since we've seen $1, and we broke that this week. We didn't reclaim 40 cents, and we did retest 32 cents. I thought that support would hold, but no. We went down and we touched 28 cents. All the way down here, and after that we actually broke through the 32 cent support line here. I said that if we broke the 32 cent line, we would probably see around 26 cents. We didn't see exactly 26 cents, which is, you know, a blessing in a way. We saw like 27, 28 cents. Now we're here, and we're just kind of ranging between 28 cents and like 32 cents. Why has this happened? Well, we learned our lesson. We can't just focus too zoomed in. There might be some things inside the Bigtime ecosystem that affect the token price, but at the end of the day, Bigtime is a cryptocurrency, and all cryptocurrencies are affected by the larger market. So let's zoom out here. Bitcoin saw a very, very bloody week this week. Down a couple days here. It seems to kind of stabilized a bit, but we have no idea what to expect. It could go down further. We saw a lot of other coins do that. You know, Solana dropped down from $206 all the way down to $176. You see this all across the board. Okay, so crypto has had a really, really red week. What's going to happen moving forward? We have no idea. If crypto market on the whole continues to trend downwards, Bigtime will continue to trend downwards, guys. That's an important thing to think about. So we look like we're kind of stuck between 30 cents and 26, 27 cents here. Yeah, if the whole crypto market continues to go down, we should see Bigtime down at 26 cents. We might see it down further. Who knows? Who knows? Pretty much everything lost about 10% or more. Even though the larger crypto market has its plays, within Bigtime, there's all sorts of things that can affect the token price. That's pretty typical for a gaming token. The ecosystem in the game, what's going on inside of the game, what's going on with the community in that game can affect the token price. We saw that a lot when things were really bullish. A really bullish sign inside the game could cause the token price to really rise, like back here. But then no bullish thing inside of the game could save the fact that crypto was just taking a free fall that week. We sort of see the same sort of thing happening this week as well. Here's some big time specific reasons why the token price might be affected. Leaderboard 3 is over is one reason, but another reason is the fact that Leaderboard 3 is over and everyone's mad about the audit results that have happened. A lot of people got sort of screwed on the audit. That's going to affect the confidence in the game. And then we also have the fact that Bigtime was literally attacked. They suffered a DDoS attack yesterday, and if we look and we see on the daily, Tuesday was a very bloody and red day. That's the day that Bigtime tokens smashed through the 32 cent support that I said was a really solid support. It is, but guess what? You know, a DDoS attack is not going to help people's confidence in the token, so that could definitely be a localized factor that has caused the token price to drop further. So what should we expect moving forward? I started fooling around with estimated moving averages, and I use the free version of TradingView, so I only get 2 indicators. So sometimes I swap in between the EMA and the MACD, but what they tell a little bit of a different story here, so I want to showcase this, right? The triple EMA here that we've got going on shows that we've got a lot of resistance happening, is essentially what we're looking at here. It's a pretty grim story. Absolutely every moving average has been destroyed and are all providing resistance to the token price at this point. We had the 20 EMA here that was demolished back a couple weeks ago on Friday. Then we have the 50 EMA that was broken through, and that's around 43 cents. That's the support line that I had initially drawn up. That was broken through, and then we have the 100 EMA. The 200 EMA doesn't exist on Bigtime yet because it's just too early, but the 100 EMA just demolished, and now we're down. We're just basically, not only do we have a large number of local support and resistance areas here, right? Like they do line up with the estimative average pretty frequently, but they also stand in and of themselves as their own sort of support and resistance. So my point is that the moving average shows us a little bit more about how much resistance we're going to have to go through if we want to see the Bigtime token move back upwards, right? So right now we're below 32 cents. So 32 cents is now a resistance point. We have to get above 32 cents. Then we have to get above 36 cents. But if you look, you see the 20 EMA here is it's below 36 cents. So we'll actually have to break past the 20 EMA here first. And that'll probably be somewhere between 32 cents and 36 cents. Then we have to break over 36 cents. Then we have the 100 EMA that we're going to have to break through. And the bigger the moving average, the more difficult, the more severe the resistance is, right? So that's one of the most significant resistant lines we have based on the moving averages. So between 36 and 38, 39 cents, 40 cents is going to be a really tough one to break. And then we also have the 50 EMA, and that one right now is at about 39 cents. And once again, they'll probably both be trending around somewhere between 36 and 40 cents here moving forward. The point is that we have a lot of resistance when it comes to token price. Getting above 30 cents, getting above 32 cents, getting above 36 cents is going to be a hard fought battle, and you really need quite a bit of liquidity to just break those things without any kind of extreme problems. It might be a long road back to 50 plus cents, guys, for the token price. If we see a lot of liquidity enter the broader crypto market, right? If we see Bitcoin back up to over $70,000, if we see Solana up over 200, if we see Ethereum up over 4,000, right? Obviously, we'll see some of that sort of trickle into the rest of the crypto market. But right now, it feels a lot like Bigtime is completely beholden to the broader crypto market right now. And there's a lot that needs to happen before we see Bigtime token above 36 cents again. So don't get your hopes up is my advice. Just kind of expect to be ranging between 30 cents and 34 cents probably for the next little bit here, unless we see a lot of liquidity. That's pretty much it as far as the crypto token though right now, guys. Doesn't look so great. Let's move on to the next thing. Before we jump into talking about Leaderboard 4, let's finish up talking about Leaderboard 3 and cover all the drama. If you look in the Bigtime Discord, in the general chat, you'll see plenty of people talking about the Leaderboard 3 results and how they feel like they've been screwed over, how they did not expect the results they got. Some people expected to be in a certain bracket and they didn't make it. Some people expected to be in a lesser bracket and ended up in a higher bracket. On top of all that, I mean, like, let's talk about personal stuff. I gained about 200,000 leaderboard points post audit between the final day and then the audit day. Other people had the exact opposite happen. They lost hundreds of thousand points. I don't really know what happened. The sad thing is that I still did not make it anywhere close to the top 100, which was what I was trying for. And I really did push, like I even spent a crap ton of money try and get into the top 100. It just didn't happen. Other people, like the legend Custom TV, they thought they were safe in the top 100, but they got ousted last minute. Literally the last day, they went from like 98th or 96th to 115th or something post audit. So they got screwed over, which really sucks. Overall, people are asking for a re-audit because there still seem to be plenty of multi-accounters in the final results. But I said this before, and it just might not be that simple, right? So all Bigtime can do is they can require KYC, and if each account has a unique human attached to it, then it doesn't really matter too much how that account is named, right? Like, let's give a fictitious example. Me, my brother, and my other brother, we've all decided we care about Bigtime, and we all sign up, we all KYC, and we name ourselves like J1, J2, J3. Are we multi-accounters or are we three separate accounts, right? You don't know. So if they can provide a unique human attached to each one of those accounts, it makes it a little bit more fuzzy as to, are they really exploiting the game, or are they just lazy with their naming conventions? Do they think they're clever with their naming conventions? There's all sorts of things. But basically all Bigtime can do is check, are you a human? Okay, we've proved you're a human, or at least you have a legitimate ID attached to your name. So I think they probably check for things like that, but there's a limit to what they can do, guys. So when you see those account names that seem very similar, we have no idea what that really means, but we do know that those accounts are each individual humans, right, that have been attached to that name. So, I mean, on top of the leaderboard results, there's the referral leaderboard. A lot of people who were like, you know, pretty much a shoe-in for getting an extra 3,000 Bigtime tokens over the span of the next 16 weeks, all of a sudden they're just not even on the leaderboard at all. That was me. I was in the bracket to get an extra 3,000 Bigtime tokens from the referral leaderboard, and I was just kicked off. And I don't really know why. I know that the recruit that I recruited was my brother. They wanted to get into the game, so I recruited them. They played the tutorial and they thought, this game is like almost there, but I think I'd rather just craft. So, you know, I rented them some space and a couple of Forges armors and said, go nuts. And I guess that wasn't enough. Somehow that's a problem. They're upset because, you know, they knew that there was a referral leaderboard and that them crafting should, in theory, help people who are trying to push for leaderboard stuff. So they thought that they were going to help, but they didn't. So anyways, that kind of sucked. Anyways, moving onwards. The drama sucks. A lot of people thought that they were going to get more points than they did. They didn't. And now they're like, we want to re-audit. Well, I just got to say this right now. The odds of Bigtime actually listening to us, asking for a re-audit, blah, 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 all that stuff, pretty low. Don't get your hopes up. And even if they did re-audit, it doesn't really mean anything. There's just as good of a chance that nothing would happen. Nothing would change. Leaderboard 3 is over. Let's move on and look to the future. What do we have going on in the future? We have Leaderboard 4. So let's talk about that. On Thursday, they released the Leaderboard-long crafting challenges along with leaderboard points allocated, and they're pretty nuts. So we're going to talk about that quick. I made a Twitter post about it, so we'll just go through it that way. Here's all of the points. Open 5 mystery boxes for 1,500 leaderboard points. That's a bit more than last season, so I'm happy with that. Buy 20 items of uncommon or higher for 25,000 leaderboard points. Last leaderboard, it was buy 10 rares and you got less. So, and I mean, like 20 uncommons is technically probably less than 10 rares, so I'm fine with that. Loot 15,000 Bigtime from in-game drops. I think I probably loot somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 points a week, so that's going to be pretty tight, but you know, we'll kind of talk about that because this leaderboard seems to be a little bit longer than the last two ones. Complete 200 prestige portals. I mean, if you play prestige regularly, this will happen. Open 75 epoch chests, guys. So this is like a Twitter thread, right? So I talk about each one. This is my response about the 75 epochs. Like, come on. I think this is probably going to be the biggest point of contention in the community. Let's average that out to 2,000 time crystals per chest, which plenty of epoch chests are more. There's barely any epoch chests that are under 2,000 points anymore. So that's roughly 150,000 time crystals, which is roughly 1.5 thousand US dollars. It probably would work out higher than that because most chests are like 22 to 3 to even higher thousand time crystals. This will work out to being like a 2 or 3,000 USD challenge that will give you 40,000 leaderboard points, which isn't nothing. Not nothing, but it's not anything special. Next up, we have hourglasses. Hourglasses are super important. Crafting 5 of each rarity is super doable, but especially if you have like more than one time warden, you can do that. That's easy. But then, and that gives you 35,000 leaderboard points. But let's look at this next one. Recharging. You have to recharge 15 short, 15 medium, and 15 long recharges for only 20,000 leaderboard points. This doesn't make sense to me at all because 15 long charges is like 900 USD in and of itself. And then the medium charges is like another several $100s. And the small charges is like a couple $100. So like this is like a $2,000 freaking crafting event in and of itself. And if you think about it, how much does it cost to craft 5 common, 5 uncommon, and 5 rare glasses versus how much does it cost to do all those charges? I don't know. It might be pretty similar, but it seems really, really disjointed. And then on top of that, the final hourglass crafting sort of thing is you have to dismantle 15 stylish cracked hourglasses for 30,000 points. Now, dismantling 15 stylish cracked hourglasses doesn't actually cost you like basically anything. It costs you like a few hundred time crystals to dismantle 10 cracked hourglasses. So like this is like a really easy, if you have the space and you're collecting all these glasses, this is really freaking easy, especially compared to all of the expensive crafting things happening above with the recharge and the cracked hourglasses. So I don't really know what they're doing here. To me, I feel like this is one of the most poorly thought out areas of the whole next leaderboard. It just seems like, how much more money do you want from us? Like, I mean, we spend so much money. Okay, next, moving on. Craft 15 rare weapons for 100k. Last leaderboard, you had to craft 5 legendaries for 150k. This is better, in my opinion. Like, you don't need 5 legendary weapons, okay? You just don't. So I think this is kind of an improvement. Crafting 15 rare or higher weapons makes a lot more sense. It gives you a little bit more freedom to craft a bunch of rares and then craft some epics. Maybe you craft a legendary or 2 during the leaderboard, but you don't need to craft 5 legendaries in order to get your points. So I think this is better. And then the same sense, craft 10 armor cosmetics of epic or higher. Last one, you had to craft 5 epic armor pieces for almost half as much leaderboard points. So this is fine. I mean, it makes a lot more sense to craft epic armor pieces than it does to craft legendary weapons, because everyone needs armor, like multiple pieces of armor. You only need 1 weapon. So I think that was an improvement. Okay, and then another thing, last leaderboard we had, you could refine 5 augmented, 5 infused, and 5 saturated. Only terracord, not armor, not weapon shards, the lattice. And you got like half as many points. You got like 35,000 leaderboard points. This time you can craft 27 augmented, 9 infused, and 3 saturated and get twice as many points. The thing is like, who even has an exalted or a higher forge or armory anyways? So this is the real sticky point here. Crafting the augmented and infused to me is actually really easy. I feel like I'm gonna do that anyways. I pretty much already have this leaderboard. But the saturated, on the other hand, that's still gonna be tricky. Like, I'm literally gonna have to rent an exalted space and an exalted armory and forge just to craft, refine 3 of these. Which, I mean, I think I'll do it, because if you double this up, that's 140,000 points between the 2 of them. That's pretty good. That's the Leaderboard-long crafting challenges kind of broken down, guys. I mean, you tell me what you guys think, but for me personally, I see a lot of dollar bills in my future, and I'm not sure how or if I'm even going to be able to keep up with that. So that's that. Weekly challenges. So this is where we kind of left off. Week 1 of the challenges, we can collect 1 NFT in the game for 25,000 leaderboard points, complete the crafting of the following cosmetic weapons. You can craft 3 uncommon luminous expanse staffs and you can get 10,000 leaderboard points. This is pretty juicy. And then if you buy 1 item of epic or higher from the secondary market, you know, they'll give you 3,000 leaderboard points. Just 3,000. It's fine. Don't you like it? So that's good. That's a great way to start. Let's look at this next thing. This just came out today. This is not a midweek madness. I don't know if they're going to continue to do midweek madness for this leaderboard. I don't actually think so, but who knows? So here's this thing that they released today, the Stygian Epoch chest round event. It starts now and it ends at the end of the leaderboard, 6/21/24. So that's like what, June? And okay, so this is what you can do. There's new crafting recipes. The Stygian Menace leg piece and title will now be available for crafting. Stygian Epoch chest. Discover the newly introduced Stygian Epoch chest scattered across the world. Essentially a new Epoch chest. This Epoch chest, I think you open with Bigtime tokens, which is kind of neat, kind of different, kind of new, but mixed results here. When you open the box, you could get a blueprint of either the legs or the title, and you could actually even get the actual armor piece to drop in those chests, which is pretty freaking baller because, you know, they're quite rare. I think they're mythic. Or you could get other cosmetics to drop from the chest. So the Stygian box drops schematics, NFTs, or special NFTs. What else else does it do? So there's a community unlock goal, kind of like all the other crafting events. Engage in community goals to unlock reward milestones, enriching Stygian chests with additional Stygian armor pieces. So that's the kind of thing, right? It's kind of cool. Once we craft out all of the Stygian titles and legs, then there will be other things other than legs and titles, like, who knows, chest pieces, shields, something like that. So once we craft out 200 Stygian menace titles or leg, then we'll unlock this new stuff to craft and also drop inside of the Stygian chests. But yeah, they cost a lot. You require, like, how many schematics, Kaiser? Like 30 schematics to be able to craft one of these. So it's not like, oh yeah, I got a Stygian schematic, I'm just gonna go craft. No, you need like 35 schematics for the title. So this is gonna be a long grind. It's leaderboard long, so I mean, theory, maybe, kind of, sort of, it's possible. So that's an event that's happening, and it's gonna be happening for the rest of the leaderboard. And good luck. I mean, open the epoch chest for several, like dozens of Bigtime tokens. You might get one schematic if you're lucky. If you're super lucky, then you might get an actual piece of armor or an actual title. There's only gonna be 200 of them. Seems like a long shot. Some other things that has happened. We can't not talk about the fact that Bigtime was attacked with a DDoS attack. DDoS attack stands for, what is it again? Distributed Denial of Service attack. This happened shortly after Bigtime expanded their server capacity into Tokyo, offering approximately 3 times the previous capacity. Literally that same day, several hours later, they suffered an extreme DDoS attack, which caused the game to be essentially completely unplayable yesterday on Tuesday. Several of our data centers are currently experiencing a distributed denial of service or DDoS attack, which is causing some issues accessing servers. Rest assured that no data is lost and no accounts are compromised. And they've just now, like just today, managed to get this under wraps, like they fixed it. So what does this mean? It means that Bigtime's getting noticed. It means that shortly after they announced they had made over $100 million in the game since October, that they attracted some attention. People are paying attention. And when people pay attention, you know, normal, good people pay attention, but also nefarious people pay attention. And I think this is kind of the result of that. Expanded server capacity. That same day they got a DDoS attack. This is shortly after they made an announcement on their Twitter about how they have earned over $100 million in revenue since they started their economy. And they've had articles published all over the web, like Web3 Gamer kind of stuff. So yeah, everyone's paying attention now. The game is growing, which is great. They've confirmed that everyone's data is safe, but you know, that comes with some problems. And hopefully they're able to implement something moving forward to stop this kind of stuff from happening in the future. That's kind of it for What's New Wednesday, guys. It's kind of been a bit of a long one, but that's it. So if you're watching this in the future, make sure that you throw down a follow, a like, a subscribe, and hit those bells. Make those bells jingle jangle. And make sure you don't forget to tell your mom about it. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.